everyone. I'm Shreyasta Samal, host of Local Cover. Today I have an esteemed guest all the way from Japan. She is Ms Tomoko Mitsuoka. Thank you so much, Tomoko, for doing the honors of joining me. And I am so happy that you are here with me and Local Cover. And when I look into you, let me introduce you to our audience. She is an expert and in AI and ethics, having intensive knowledge in the marketing research industry, in political analytics, and an amazing speaker, an amazing host. And thank you so much. And let us first start with, AI and ethics and how important it is to have value system when it comes to governance, because AI is, it's just like, let's break it down for normal people, that it's just like when we have a certain recipe. Of course we follow certain instructions, but we add something according to what we like as our own taste, and that is what is culture, that is what is preference. And what happens when, AI, which is also coming from the military or coming from engineering and part of technology, and forced upon us, right? Hey, this is on our table, now deal with it. So please, I would
Well,
love to know your
simply, it's really time for us to think about human-centric more and also multicultural based. But actually today, this afternoon, I've been listening about ChatGPT related room from Clubhouse. Good old days. Everybody was in the Clubhouse, and still sometimes I join the Clubhouse. And today, one of the hosts is have been doing great rooms about ChatGPT from the very early stage of ChatGPT is released. And today he was talking with actually discussing with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT can talk now. A
yes.
long time ago, we can only type in, but now it can talk. And he and ChatGPT, also other AI system like Pi and Perplexity, he he and the AI has been talking about whether AI is going to destroy human.
Exactly.
And as you've known that I've been discussing about, no, it won't, because it's really depending upon who trained the AI to begin with. And just from Japanese culture, we don't think about it that way from the very first beginning. Because of Japanese pop culture, like anime and manga, I've been very following some of them, and like Atomic Boys and
Coming boys, yes.
yeah, um,
Naruto. This is very popular, and
Naruto.
other Dragon Ball Z, yes, especially all the robotic, it
Robotic.
influenced pop culture, TV series, everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've known about Doraemon too, right?
Yeah. Doraemon,
And
yeah.
it's a robot, and AI is good. Can you imagine Doraemon start killing somebody on the street? From the
Yes.
very early stage of our life, we've never questioned about AI is going to destroy human, because AI
Yeah.
is given to us with the life, and it's always lively and always quite intelligent and good communicator with human. And some of the Japanese manga and anime presented AI robot is actually sacrificing themselves to save human.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why I've never, or most Japanese people never question about whether AI is going to destroy human from the very early, from the very beginning. Whereas in Western societies, they always question about that, which I don't follow. So it's really the cultural difference is there. And today also the host of the Clubhouse was also discussing with AI about AI is going to teach people or not. So,
Exactly. Also, it's because people are just now, it's open to the society. Previously, it was only in research labs or maybe in very specific communication. But, we always hear, some robot collapsed, some machine broke down, or as simple as car accidents or bike accidents. A lot of these factors actually depend on the bad machine design, or no, it's not on, of course, the human and the people involved are maybe sometimes drunk or this and that, but many a times it's actually the problem with the design in machines. But these machines are hardwares and we can see, but AI is invisible and is like, Alexa or even your iPhones, which people used to think, oh, I am buying an iPhone not only because it's expensive, but it's secure. But it was slowly stealing our data so far, and after a lot of investigation, after, some experts putting in the plug, people come to know this. But so far, people, because they relate it to a status symbol, everybody in their life want to progress, so it's very natural. It has a very good camera quality and everyone is crazy about it. But this is the bad things, and now people are discovering it. While, for example, I work in AI, and if I talk against it, no one listens to me. They will just not hire me. They will not hire me in that department. They're like, oh, she's always talking bad. I'm not talking bad, I'm just saying that you have a great technology, but it needs safety, it needs ethics, and when you talk about it, you are not welcome, so
but nowadays, gradually people start talking about the AI governance, AI responsibility, responsible AI, and AI ethics. But in reality, that is the cost. And the company doesn't want to reduce the cost because they want to maximize their profit, unfortunately. But at the same time, I happened to join an event by Google, and the panel was from Google Mind,
Mhm.
Google DeepMind,
Deep
and
mind
she
is
was talking about the responsible AI and the need to think about the social impact more. Partly because Google is already not Google, but Alphabet, the parent company of Google, has been sued by the so-called accident. Young person commit suicide because of the AI the person used. So she was talking about the responsibilities and social impact, and also because it's Google Mind, Deep Mind, and Deep Mind is the part of the issue of the lost case. But now she actually said, think about the lawsuit cost. We need to be more conscious about that. So
definitely.
gradually people start realizing about that issue, but at the same time, it's still a cost. So it's still lip service to talk about governance or data securities or privacies at this stage. But we need to do something right now, because otherwise it will be too late.
Too late.
Already AI is impacting our societies. So that we need to think carefully what kind of AI and how and who train the data,
Exactly.
AI, and where the data is coming from. To be
uh,
honest with you, when I was hosting a room on MedTech, I was talking about so-called mad scientists, and the listener, left a message. She was talking about mad scientists. What a joke! The person who left the message didn't really think about there is a possibilities of the manipulator using the high technologies to harm human. Because the time when I was talking about was I was thinking about the case in China.
Mhm.
A doctor used the DNA sequencing system to make a designer's child.
Yes, designer babies are now becoming a fact, and the problem is that let's talk about the cultural impact. As a society, we know it's taking our jobs. Local and global economy is disrupted after Corona. It's a fact. Mm, It's taking away my job, your job, and the cultural impact is so bad from, like you said, from designer babies. So I had a conversation with a friend of mine who is now a doctor, and we spoke about this. I think maybe 15 to 20 years ago, because these things were on in our textbook, and I used to think, yeah, what nonsense, they're not nonsense. As a teenager, I used to think, but my friend who understood biology very deeply and now is a doctor, she did mention that, Shreyas, that when you are making a product, a product comes with an expiry date, and if you are making designer babies, they will come with an expiry date, and people don't talk about this. They only, and it's mainly also like it's in your manga, it's in the celebrities, and there is a glamour world and there is a wannabe world, and these people who somehow have access to wealth, the people in the media industry, they earn a lot of money because their main job is just to market, and if they market designer babies, there is a certain society that will get rich: your cosmetic surgeons and the people who are providing the instruments. And unfortunately, some people who are not okay with their face, not okay with their eyes, not, people are just the biggest impact is they're comparing themselves, and their mental health is going down, and nobody is, not much awareness is there about it. So I think you can speak. My question to you would be, what actions governments or society can take to, as an AI and ethics person, how can we bring that in our policies to control all these problems?
One issue is that what kind of regulations you, our government or international organization is going to implement. Because it's still a huge discussion about what to do. And everybody is talking about the ethics and the responsibilities from the government side as well. But how do you define about that? And one of the issues uh, whenever we talk about ethics, the definition of ethics might be different from your ethics from mine, because we
Yes,
have different cultures, and
exactly.
both are not wrong, because Japanese culture is different, and our religion and the way of thinking is completely different from that of Indian or Western culture. And we are not talking about which is superior or inferior, it's just the differences. So one thing for sure is that the international organization, or internationally, we have to discuss as a multicultural society.
Great
Because
point.
AI is impacting everybody's life. Your life, my life, Chinese life, people in Africa, people in Europe, people in America, everybody's life, no matter what kind of culture we are living. That's why multicultural discussion is necessary. And we need to be hard rather than Western societies lead the creating the regulations. Because
Yes.
what I've seen is rather Western society has got the bigger voice than Asian.
Exactly. And I think like cultural awareness, cultural intelligence, and how we respect each other, because we were just talking about so many Indo-Japanese similarities. Like,
Mhm.
a lot of, as a child also, we did learn about Japan. We did learn about so many, we learned about the Shinto temples and good Indo-Japanese relations that we have with Quad, and how Japan is trying to support us, and our previous interactions with, like, now we have our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, for the third time, but he had good relations with your former uh, minister. And even the present minister, Mr. Kishida Fumio, and so and the Mr. They
By
have,
us now.
yes,
It's
they have,
even if he's really elected, we are not 100% sure what he is going to do because he hasn't got much choice
yes,
than discussing within for the domestic world. It's
yes,
turmoil in Japan right now, but definitely we need to not only the hierarchy people in the political side, but also private sector, business sectors and private
yes,
sector. We, we need to discuss further what kind of society we want to build together. Not only our own domestic world, also in the global societies. And India has got a huge impact in the globally, but mainly because of the number of populations you've got in your own country. More
yes.
than Chinese.
Yes, now we are becoming, we will soon become the world's largest populated country. And, we don't have a hard and fast rule like what China has, but even internally, we know that it's going to come. And we depend heavily on Japan, because Japan is our pillar of strength in the Pacific region. If you can see from Quad, Japan has always been our friend, and we have a very holistic relation, strategic and holistic religion, because of our shared religious values somewhere down the line, so because maybe Shintoism or Buddhism has derived certain, like, gods you were just mentioning, so this the influence of that time to this time, like what our generations have done, we just have to talk about it and bring, like, already in the diplomatic world, people talk about three pillars, which is the personal diplomacy, shared values, and strategic convergence, which is exactly what you are talking about, that we have to bring that cultural awareness and talk about it right now before it's too late, because at a top level to change policies is very difficult, but discussions, even if someone listens to us, they will little bit, dig deep, and they will see, okay, what's going to happen, because it's just not religion and anime that we are exchanging, or we are using good products from Japan, like be it Maruti Suzuki collaboration or having Panasonic on our side. It was a different generation and people were very happy. But I would like for you to speak about the Shintoism, and so bring us a little bit awareness, and yeah.
So, as I mentioned, one of the gods for Shintoism from India. So from the ancient time, we've got really good relationship to begin with, and also we've known about the Buddhism is also coming from India, from what we've seen. So whenever we talk about India, it doesn't mean we are talking about curry, because in
Yes.
Japanese curry is not from India. From Japanese curry is from UK,
Japan.
actually. So we've been really having quite a big influence from India from ancient time till now. And now we got many Indian people working in the IT sector in Japan too. in related to Hinduism, the culture side, we've got too many gods. They're everywhere.
They're
So
everywhere.
it means one of the reasons why Japanese tend to be more polite, but the Japanese culture is really breaking, unfortunately. But in general, we are polite and kind to everybody is because God is everywhere. They are watching us, not
Yes,
he or she. They are watching us.
they are
That's why
watching.
we have to behave ourselves. That's something we've been told or taught when we are child. But gradually, unfortunately, because of the international influences
Influence.
or some reasons, the Japanese good culture is breaking, unfortunately. But still, we are really still be nice people, and also we've been doing good with Indian people, and still, unfortunately, many Japanese may not
May not
realize
be. Yeah.
God is from India, but once they ask ChatGPT, for instance, they will know one of the god is, and also one of the god in the seven god family is from India.
Yes. That
Sometimes we enjoy using AI to learn something concrete, which is unchangeable. Whatever people say, a god is from India to
yes.
Japan.
Yes.
I don't think he is naturalized to Japanese yet. So he changed his names to be more sounds familiar to Japanese. Yet he is a Indian god too. So he is a dual nationality probably.
Mhm. Yes, I mean, I remember from one of your previous president, right? Mr. Prime Minister, sorry. Even in Japan, you use Prime Minister. So Mr. Abe Shinzo, he had a great influence, and we had a huge fan following of him in India. And unfortunately, when he died, it was like, both the countries, it was as if we had lost someone of our own, and he was instrumental in the Indo-Pacific relations from 2014 to 2020, which your present prime ministers, he's an amazing person, is taking it forward, though there is pressure on Japan from US after the World War. And I feel like there is a certain influence on India as well, because they are dictating how we should act, how we should behave. For example, in Asian cultures, we have nap time, in the afternoon, which is very important. I mean, because our culture is like that. And but in the Western society, if I talk about it, because I'm living in a Western country, so it's really looked down upon. But in our culture, it's looked upon as rest time, and our bodies are different. No matter how much we do the East and West, we have to stick to our culture and our bodies, and it's just something that the West needs to be more aware and sensitive about. And so does the AI, because the AI is giving its own opinion. And people say that AI is unbiased. No, now that AI is giving an opinion and you're typing it it's taking the opinion, it's reading from somewhere, right? So it's influenced by millions of minds who have millions of biases. You cannot eliminate that, right?
I just remember reading the article from Forbes, I think.
Mhm.
Um, a CEO of Chanel, luxurious women clothes and handbag company, is a female CEO, and she used ChatGPT, I think, and asking who is the CEO of Chanel, and the answer was he.
Mm.
I mean, come on, it's this. Everybody's talking about the AI's bias or AI is, generative AI is a racist. Sorry, not racist. Sorry, sexist. And to me, it's not the sexist because AI is a tool. It doesn't think.
Tool,
It just,
exactly.
everything is up to the data and the trained data, the quality of data and the model. It's a tool, doesn't think. If the AI is trained based on the text which is talking about the CEO is equal to male, it's obvious that the probability of making the sentences from the data is always talking about the he or the CEO instead of she. Because obviously, and globally, the majority of CEO are male anyway. And probably in
So
the history, the CEO of the Chanel might be male too. So
somewhere. No, no, they don't. The problem is that they never let Coco Chanel, who was the founder, she was a big feminist. And men in power, even today, even now in your own office, in your own companies, right? They they don't like it when women are leading. They don't take them seriously. They don't like it if I wear a color jacket. They want to see me in black and white. But no, we think in color. We have to be true to us. We, of course, have to establish a certain leadership style, and women have been more holistic leaders. I have read, I don't presently remember, but a lot of the samurai era of Japan had female warriors on the front. Yes, so amazing. Like the strong women. When I read about it and when I see about it, I feel like wow. I women were like this, and you, as a child, I was very much influenced by manga. So like everybody. So it feels so good to be included as a strong woman in that, and because. As a child we form a lot of our impression, and that actually impacts our life subconsciously. So when you say that, yeah, we need more data policies, we need to talk about it more, I know at a corporate level it's never taken seriously. That's why thank you for bringing in that insight. And we would like to know more about the strong economic security policy that Japan has. And yes.
for economic security, the Japanese government has been discussing about the issue of the economic security, partly because of the impact from America, because we've been having the huge influence from America. Also, there has been some issue with China as well. So we need to really think about our own interest, and also the data used for AI, the majority or almost all of its data are written in English.
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese government have been thinking about the importance of developing our own technologies, not only AI, but also semiconductors or any other important technologies.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, as you can imagine one day AWS start saying that they are going to terminate all business deal in Japan. And the Japanese government has been using AWS services hugely. The government will be in chaos. And
Exactly.
AWS may say that, okay, you seem to be in panic. We may not leave the country, but you have to do this and that.
Yeah.
Then so that if we to stop receiving such a threat, the government thought we need to have the alternative idea. We established, developed our own technologies and export overseas to like America. And once AWS said they are going to withdraw from Japanese market, the Japanese government said, okay, we are going to withdraw our own technology from your market. that's the economic security idea. So we need to develop something concrete, not to threat somebody, but have got the bargaining system.
Right.
And also thinking about AI, as I mentioned, most of the data is in English. It means American way of thinking, or not Americans, but English-speaking people's mind will be controlling Japanese everything.
Yeah. Yes,
AI.
that,
That's
that
not really nice, isn't it? So that's why many AI specialists, including Professor Matsuo from Tokyo University, but he is a chair of AI strategy by the government,
Mhm.
actually. Strongly talking about we need to develop our LLM. Well, he is in favor of LLM rather than generative AI, so he's always talking LLM, large language model. He's been emphasizing on of the importance of developing LLM based on Japanese language. So that his lab actually released one AI model, and also some Japanese companies are doing the same. Also, Japanese government has been discussing about that too. That's why to be able to develop our own AI system, not only LLM, but also AI system or AI model in general, government has been taking the open source policy, which is quite different from America.
yes.
And I think EU has been discussing about open source system,
Yeah,
but you want.
EU has very strong GDPR. It's called the General Data Protection Act, and I'm very happy that the lawyers, caught it early. You know, it's just like with any disease, prevention is better than cure. It's really like it's bigger than the pandemic. That's what people don't realize because it knows so much about us. And I'm so happy you brought this point up of having Japanese policy based AI and own AI of Japan. That is something all the countries can learn because that will boost the intellectual think tanks and it will actively involve people because AI is passive and it's brought on your face here.
Mhm.
And we are like, oh no, what to do. It's the same for Indians. I believe you know what China did good. They make their own internet, they make their own YouTube, they make everything on their own. So I'm very happy they did that, and we need to learn. And your perspective, make your own AI. We don't need your AI. I mean, look at what Russia did. You know, they were smart. Even though Mr. Putin was cut off, he created his own economies, you know, and it was, everyone said it's impossible, especially the Westerners, impossible. But look at it. Maybe there was some down and up, but most of the society right now, after one year, they are business owners. They are having their own economy. And I think that's what we need because even in my workplace, I always face the threat. My job will be gone to AI, and everyone is like, oh, I am too old, or maybe I'm a woman. And it's not men and women, it's normal people, and we are panicking and we don't know because not everybody can do business, not everybody wants to do business. So AI is it has to have these strong policies, and I'm very happy Japan is looking into it because Japan is very influential. Japan is having very high seats in many security, especially the Indo-Pacific security councils, and Japan's help to India in maritime, and that's why now we are strong in the Quad. It's because of these long-term decisions taken by our leaders, and the exchange of idea, the exchange of culture becomes so much more important now.
Also think about other countries. Actually, as far as I remember, Italy, one organization actually released Italian language-based LLM. I'm sure they also thought about the importance of the economic security. Because we don't need to be influenced. No, because everybody is influencing each other. That's okay, but we don't need to be told what to do, what to think, how to do.
Exactly.
And